To part 3 of a series of the mystery of the Father and the Son. I was talking about Yeshayahu chapter 28 verse 16, where it says, "Therefore thus says Master Yahuwah, see I am laying in Sion an Aban," alright, which is at 6:8, for a foundation, a tested stone. Alright, the word for tested here is Bakan. Alright, this is Bakan. And it's very interesting to see in this word, Bakan, alright, it says Bak, alright, Bak means slaughter, right, this word, Bak, right, Bak means slaughter, right, Kan means camp, and Ban, can you see here, Ban? The and now one is the sun. So where was the sun slaughtered? The sun was slaughtered outside the camp. So the book of Hebrews tells us that let us go outside the camp and bear his reproach. Alright, can you see that word? Tested. So in English it will never make any sense, but the Abari language is so beautiful that when you split the words you will see that the sun is hidden in it and his slaughtering is hidden in this word, alright, and the word Pana, which is H6438, alright, has which also means face. This means face, corner or corners, alright, and also means chief, okay, Panha, face, chief or corner, okay. So the splitting of the Mount of Olives spiritually shows us the Son bearing the face of the Father, being separated from him, but yet one, which can be seen in the word Aban, alright. When you see Mashiach praying to the Father on the Mount of Olives, it shows the distinction of having been begotten from the Father to stand as a mediator, as the Son to give us the right to be called the sons of Elohim. Yahuchanan chapter 1 verses 12. As many as have received him, to them he gave the right to be called the sons of Elohim, on those who believe on his name. Okay? So Zachariah saw the 7 eyes on the Aban, which is the stone. Okay? And Yahuchanan says the Lamb has 7 eyes, which are the 7 Ruach of Elohim sent out into all the earth. Okay? And it's very amazing to see that when the prophecy of Yeshayahu chapter 28 verses 16, where Yahuwah is saying that before, Yahuwah is saying that I am laying in Sion a stone for a foundation, a tested stone, a Bakan, Aban, precious, chief, Pana, of which has a face, a stone, a settled foundation, he who trusts shall not hasten away. Okay, so it's talking about Mashiach, and you can see Mashiach's sacrifice is hidden. That's the foundation. Right? Without Mashiach's sacrifice, you cannot have a relationship with Elohim. You will never know the Father. Because Yahusha told Philip, have I been with you so long, Philip? If you have seen me, you have seen the Father. This was when Philip said, Master, show us the Father, and that will be enough for us. So that's the words which Yahusha said, that if you have seen me, you have seen the Father. And Colossians chapter 1 verse 15 says, he is the image of the invisible Elohim, the firstborn over all creation. Alright, he is the express image of the Father. Hebrews chapter 1 verses 3. Okay. Now let's read Matthew chapter 4 verses 3. Alright, it's very interesting to see here that the tester, that is Shatan, came to Yahusha, and it says that the tester approached to him and said, if you are the son of Elohim, speak to these stones and they shall become bread. Now the word for speak, alright, there is dabar, and the word for stones is abanayam, which is a plural word, alright. It's the same word aban, but abanayam, it says stones, more than one stone, okay. And they shall become bread, one bread, right? The word for bread is lakam. So if you see very deeply, the lakham of life, who is the bread of life? The bread of life is Yahusha himself, because he said in John chapter 6 verses 51, I am the living bread, that is K lakham, which came down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, he shall live forever. And indeed the bread that I shall give is my flesh, which I shall give for the life of the world. Right? And if you see in the Old Testament, I'll read out a scripture from Exodus chapter 25 verses 30. It talks about the shoe bread. Okay? Now it's very interesting to see these words, shoe bread. Okay? I'll read out the scripture. It says, and you shall put on the table the lakham panayam towards my face continually. It says, and you shall put on the table the lakham panayam towards my face continually. So the word for lakham there is H3899. Let me erase this. So this is how lakham is written. The lamed third, sorry, this marker is getting worn out, and the mem, right? Lakham means bread, right? And the English translation, they translate shoe, right, as shoe bread. But if you see the word shoe over there is panayam, which is H6440. I'm sorry, I forgot to list this as H3899, right, so that you can look up the Strong's dictionary. And H6440 is the word panayam, right? Panayam, alright. So panayam, we already saw pana means face. Alright, and it's very interesting to see in that very same verse, twice this word is used. Panayam, and it says panai, alright, which is H6440. The same word is used twice over there. The Yahuwah is telling, and you shall put on the table the lakham panayam, which is, they have translated it as shoe bread. Shoe bread is something that can be seen, which has got a face, like something that can be seen, tangible, something that is tangible, okay? And lakham, alright, is the bread. Towards my face, again that same word, panai, okay? Continually. So, what is this talking about? If you see, Yahusha was hungry, and when the tempter came to him, he had fasted for 40 days, and the tempter came to tempt him to make the abanayam into lakham. Alright? So there is a very deep meaning when you see into the temptation of Yahusha, because it's something to do with something tangible, satisfying the physical hunger. The shoe bread was physical. According to Masha's tabernacle, the shoe bread had to be kept continuously before Yahuwah, and only the priests, that is the Levites, were authorized to eat that bread. It was not to be eaten by any common people. It had to be only eaten by the Levites, according to the Torah. And it's so amazing to see that the dabar had already become flesh. Alright? So the shoe bread stood for Yahusha. Let's continue in part 4.